Hi, good evening. Welcome. Did I just say good evening? Someone else in another country might be listening, but hey, hello. Welcome to today's episode of Healing with Mimi. My name is Mimi, and I like talking about my life. So today I'll be talking about a very important aspect of it. And the last episode, I tried to highlight a lot of things that have been happening, and the reason why I had to stay off my podcast for a while. So today I'll be talking about fear and everything about it. So, being in a state of confusion and anxiety lately, I've actually been looking for resources on how to handle those emotions and everything. So, I actually found one today. I'm going to leave a link for any other person who would want to know more about it. But I feel like this particular article refers to a lot of the stages that I've gone through while trying to deal with fear. Okay, so it says, the title of the article says 10 ways to fight fears. Okay, so it says, whatever it is that scares you, here are 10 ways to help you cope with your day-to-day fears and anxieties. These tips are for people who are coping with everyday fears. If you have been diagnosed with an anxiety-related condition, see our page on generalized anxiety disorder. So I'm going to leave a link to this article and then to their page, so you can actually go through it much later if you're going through the same condition. But so the first thing they talked about is take time out. I cannot overemphasize this because I feel like I've actually gone through this particular phase. When something hits you so hard, the next thing after you've gone through all those other processes of dealing with your losses and everything, the major part of losing something is the fear and anxiety that comes with it. And then fear on its own has its own stages, and one of the stages I knew I had to go through was taking time out. I tried as much as possible to actually hide from the reality of everything that was going on, even though it was driving me crazy. But I left social media, I left Facebook, I left Messenger, I left Instagram at some point, and I also left WhatsApp because I was trying to clear my head, alright, because I had a lot of things going on in my head, and then it was becoming very worrisome, alright, so I actually had to get rid of those noises around. Okay, the second one they talked about is breathe through panic. This is a very crazy aspect. I'm not reading directly from them, but I'm just highlighting their topics and I'm relating it to what actually happened to me. So breathing through panic is actually a very important thing that people tend to actually ignore. I started doing some breathing exercises when I realized that I was actually becoming more scared and anxious of everything that was happening, and then it was beginning to I was feeling like I had a panic attack at work, and I feel like I'm dying or I was collapsing and stuff like that. So I actually had to start doing some breathing exercise. I remind myself, and then I breathe in. I breathe in positivity and I breathe out negativity. So I did all that as well while I was trying to handle my fears and anxieties. The third one I talked about here was face your fears. I feel like I've actually not done this, okay, because I don't know, it's complicated. So maybe one day I'll get the willpower to talk about what exactly I'm afraid of. But I feel like I've actually dealt with this particular stage because I've not been able to actually come out clean about everything, and then it's been freaking me out. I think that's the reason why it's killing me the most, because I can actually face the fears, and the fears is actually a lot. I'll talk about it later. So the first one is imagine the worst. Damn, I have imagined the worst, and then it's crazy because the worst always made me feel more depressed and everything. But I think I understand what they mean by imagine the worst. Like, if something you're afraid of happens, what could be the worst? Like it's a very vital question to ask yourself, and then most times when you actually answer that question, you get to feel a little bit relieved. So, but then, I don't know, I think I've not done this as well. Then number 5, look at the evidence. Well, okay, so Let me read this. It says it helps sometimes to challenge fearful thoughts. For example, if you're scared of getting trapped in a lift and suffocating, ask yourself if you have ever heard of this happening to someone. Excuse me. So ask yourself what you would say to a friend who had a similar fear. Wow, okay. So what would I say to myself or say to a friend who has had the same experience I've had in the past weeks? Well, I think I'll answer that someday. So the sixth one here is, don't try to be perfect. Man, it says life is full of stresses, yet many of us feel that our lives must be perfect. Bad days and setbacks will always happen, and it's important to remember that life is messy. I think I need to inscribe this somewhere and remind myself that life is imperfect, and I don't have to actually be perfect. I can't have everything under control, but I know it feels great when it seems like you have everything working out the way you've planned, but we still need to have to make room for the other side of life happening, because we need to take the experiences of the good and the bad. So the seventh one is visualize a happy place. I think what has actually helped me recently is thinking about how I'd feel if everything I was going through actually disappeared, and it's helping me focus on how to actually get rid of all those things that have been constantly putting me in that particular place of fear and anxiety. Then the eighth one is talk about it. Okay, this part I've had my friends ask me, what's going on, what's up, talk to us, what's happening, and then I don't think I've actually been able to be completely clean about anything to anybody. But if you're listening to me, do not be like me. Talk about what you're going through. It's easier for you to ease yourself when you've spoken to someone about it, even when the person doesn't have a solution to it. It's okay if the person is willing to listen to all the crap you have to say, all the pain you have to explain. Just say it. Just talk to someone. And I am advising you, because I know it's quite hard. It's been quite hard for me hiding a lot of things from the people that I feel care about me, but I'm coming to that realization that it's okay to share. It's okay to come out firm, and it's okay not to feel like people are going to misunderstand or judge whatever thing you're trying to communicate. Okay, so the ninth one is go back to basics. So let's read. Lots of people turn to alcohol or drugs to self-treat anxiety, but this will only make matters worse. Simple everyday things like a good night's sleep, a wholesome meal, and a walk are often the best cures for anxiety. Interesting. So the last one, reward yourself. Wow, I have to reward myself for being fearful. Wow. Okay, wait. Finally, give yourself a treat. When you've made that call you've been dreading, oh my God, I need to do this. For example, reinforce your success by treating yourself to a massage, a country walk, a meal, a book, a DVD, whatever little gift makes you happy. I feel I'm going to probably have to do this whenever I actually come in terms with every single thing I'm actually dealing with right now. So guys, this is everything. I'm going to leave a link to their page if you want to read more about anxiety and healthy living. Alright, so thank you for listening, and I hope you leave me messages if you have questions or if you want me to talk about something else. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely day all night. Bye.